Hey, it's Jim with Jim Riggs, and today we are going to compare the Strymon Big Sky against the Brand New Mercury X. And the question we're going to answer today, or we are tasked to answer today, is the Mercury X a Big Sky killer? That's the title of the video. Great. I'm using my Japanese 60s Telecaster, and I'm going into a Strymon Iridium because parenthood and nighttime. And here's the drive signal. Straightforward. Okay. So what I've done on the Mercury X is I've gone into a blank preset, and on the Big Sky, I'm just going to start at room. We're going to make our way up, at least up to the ones that make sense, right? So on the Mercury X, I have the 78 room structure. I've also set the mix to 50% on both of them, so we can see how they work. Great. So let's start with the Big Sky. We know what the Big Sky sounds like, most of us, because we've heard it for freaking forever. So here's a room reverb on the Big Sky. It's a Big Sky. Sounds good. Let's do the Mercury X. This is the 78 room algorithm. There you go. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to Hall on the Big Sky, and we are going to go to 78 Hall on the Mercury X. So Big Sky. Okay. 78 Hall on the Mercury X. Okay, so clearly the Mercury X has more decay innately in the algorithm. So let's go ahead and increase the decay on the Big Sky and see how that compares. Okay, let's go to plate while we're here. And I'm going to compare the 78 plate and the Ultra plate. 78 plate, let's go to the Big Sky first. Bring the decay down to about half. I'm an idiot. Do it again. Big Sky just by itself. I accidentally had the Mercury X on. Okay, Mercury X. So tonally they're a little different. The Big Sky is a little darker, whereas the Mercury X is a little brighter. I mean, we could turn the treble down a little bit, bring it down a little bit. Also, I'm thinking the Mercury X has a little bit more decay. Okay. I mean, so far they're both sounding really, really good. Let's go to the spring on the Big Sky, and we will go to spring. Where are we? Spring on the Mercury X. Big Sky. Mercury X. Let's hear the decay on the Mercury X. So it seems like you get a little bit more of that splattiness the like Fender reverbs give you. Big Sky again. I mean, they're both pretty good. Okay, let's go to see swell. So, what do we have here? We have Prism. So, okay, on the Maris X, we have Ultra Plate, Cathedra, Spring, Room, Plate, Hall, Prism, and Gravity. Okay. I'm going to see, what does the Bloom sound like? I've not used the Big Sky in forever. Okay. Yeah, I'm not terribly sure how to compare it. You know what I'll do? I'm going to approximate kind of what I'm thinking. So I've already done a few videos or a few things of the Mercury X so far. And what I found is I think the Prism is going to be a decent contender for the Cloud. And then Coral, Shimmer, Magneto, you know, all these other ones that that's on the Big Sky. We'll see. We'll see kind of how it works out. I'll say this as an aside: the big thing that the Big Sky has going in its corner is that you have this immediacy of the different types of algorithms, and like, you know, they all just start out sounding just kind of a little different. So you have the immediacy because of the rotary encoder. Then you have like the simple controls, right? Whereas the Mercury X gives you fewer algorithms to work with, but you have a lot more control over the types of sounds that are in it. So, you know, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Cloud here on the Big Sky, and I'm just going to mess around, and you know, you let me know what you think. I'm going to go through Cloud, Coral, Shimmer. I can make a Shimmer on here, and yeah, you just let me know what you think. So here's the Big Sky on the Cloud setting. Okay, so I think in a lot of ways that these are actually pretty comparable. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to select gravity. Let's see. This is where I get a little lost. Maybe not. Oh, it's not even on. That'll do it. Okay, so gravity, that algorithm kind of reminds me of the Eventide space. I know obviously they're all kind of slightly different. And the reason I say that is because what's cool about the gravity algorithm on Mercury X is that you can hear the slight little bit of like, oh, the little individual decays. And if I remember correctly, I think you can. Tilt EQ? What's this? Okay, so that's basically your general purpose EQ for the reverb. Let's see, we'll turn it up all the way. I mean, there's a handful of other controls that just simply don't exist on the Big Sky, so I won't really get into that. Let's see, as far as parameters on the Cloud, you have low end, and then you have diffusion, okay? So let's go back to the Big Sky. You know what? Diffusion does the same thing. The lower diffusion kind of accomplishes the same thing as what we're finding on the gravity. So if we go back to the gravity, we're hearing that slight thing. So really, if you're looking for a cloud sound on the Mercury X, sounds like gravity is going to be your thing. Let me see what we can do as far as go back to the tilt EQ. See what we can do as far as diffusion. There's a lot of different, so like my previous video, there's a lot of other options on the Mercury X that simply don't exist on the previous one. So it sounds like mod feedback. Okay, so the mod speed is controlling the modulation of the feedback. Pre-delay. What's this? Dry blend? Stop. Oh, okay, damping. Okay, so if you're familiar with the LVX, there's a damping feature on each of the delays, which basically acts like the diffusion. So let's see what we can do. So stock. Let's see, I'm going to bring it up to 100%. I mean, the cloud verb on the Big Sky is classic. So it's in a lot of ways people consider it the standard, especially in the church world. But I mean, we're getting very close. See what crossfeed does. I have a feeling crossfeed is going to act like diffusion. Okay. So on the pre-delay section of the Mercury X, it gives you a few different, gives you a reverse and a standard. That's just kind of cool. Yeah, it's a little different. Okay. Oh, and then it gives you digital. Try. Ah, that's cool. So you have, looks like how much? 2,500 milliseconds of pre-delay. I mean, it's a lot. Not very, it's a lot. That's all I'll say. We'll say 100 milliseconds of pre-delay. Let's try a different one. Okay, that's cool. Let's dive into shimmer. So, because I think I have a way we can try out choral, because there's a feature, there's like a modulation filter thing in the Mercury X. So what I'm going to do is go to Big Sky, shimmer. Okay, parameter shift. Oh yeah, that's right. This is the yeah, that's where you have your pitch up and pitch down, right? We can also try that out on here in a slightly different way. Okay, let's do octave down and an octave up, or two. I'll do one octave up. There you go. Okay. On the Mercury X, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the reverb. I'm going to select Ultra Plate. That's like the starting kind of core sound of Mercury X, as far as I've heard. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we are going to go into the let me see, pitch. So with Mercury X and the Mercury 7, you have a pitch section on the pedal. They call it the pitch vector. You can do things like octave down, right? You can do pitch down, where you hear the pitch slowly going down. I'm going to bring the pitch mix up. You can hear it slowly descending. go to pitch up, you'll hear the opposite. Okay, this is where it's weird, which is awesome. It's great. We can do a fifth up, which I know the Big Sky will give you, right? So we'll do fifth down and we'll do a fifth up, okay? I'm getting to the rest of the controls that's on the Mercury X. If you can't tell, the big difference here is the Mercury X gives you control over everything for every single algorithm you have. So it's like the difference here is, like I said on my previous video, immediacy and quick access to controls. Immediacy and access and deep access to anything and everything. So if you just, if you watch my previous video going through the 24 presets, the first 24, a whole array of sounds, right? Whereas this gives you immediacy in every single algorithm and very different sounds, but fewer controls, right? So it's plus and minus of each, right? This can be very complicated, where this can be very easy. So that's up to you to decide. So, okay, so we have the perfect fifth going down, perfect fifth going up on the Big Sky. It's pretty cool. We can also do that on the Mercury X, but right now, actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go fifth up and see what it sounds like. Okay. So the difference here is that the pitch section is going up sequentially. So, if I play an F, it's going to go to the C, then it's going to go to the G, then the D, and the A, and back and up to the high E. And it kind of continues to ascend, whereas the Big Sky gives you just that initial fifth. Which is cool. There's something that's very convenient about having just that initial thing. Let's go to minor 6. Okay, we'll bypass that. Let's go back to just the octave, right? And let's see. I want to bring up the pre-delay on here. Bring it up all the way. Okay, that's cool. I'm gonna go to the Mercury X. I'm just gonna set the initial pitch control and the reverb to octave up. Yeah, so it's different because it continues to build. So that might be a thing, a deal breaker for you, right? Okay, so I'm going to turn that off. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the pitch section. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select, where is it? No. Going to select, see what we can do. There's the polychroma, which I think gives you, so polychroma on the Mercury X is similar to kind of what shimmer gives you in terms of the initial control. So I'm going to bring up polychroma up to 12 semitones, which should be let's try pre-tank. So that seems more similar to this. Okay. See what else we can do. So I think it looks like we're limited to just up 1 octave on the pitch section of the parameters that you can change. Let's do it's kind of cool. Let's try the feedback loop. Okay, it's kind of cool. What else can we do? Let's try, we're gonna go to choral, and I'm going to turn pitch off. I think it's under modulate. Let me see. Chorus, vibrato, vowel mod. Okay, so we're gonna go to choral. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so the parameters that you get on the Big Sky for choral, parameter 1 is vowel o, aho, o, oo, and then random. Okay, so let's try random. No, let's try ahu. Okay. On the Mercury X, you have a few selections. You have vowel A and vowel B. So, see, we're looking at ahu. So let's try vowel A will be ah, and then vowel B will be oo. So you also have control over resonance. So it sounds like, turn the volume all the way up. Sounds like the sounds like a constant wow type sound. Okay, go back to mix about 50%. So it's almost like a phaser. It kind of sounds, or it kind of feels almost like a phaser. Let's go to the next page, manual. Not sure what that does. Okay, and then the speed of the modulation is affected by there. So if we wanted to go try pretty dry. Down, does this give you control over it? Let's see, Big Sky. Okay. Okay, that's cool. What else could we do? Let's see. We did room, hall, plate, spring, shimmer. Let's see, magneto. What is magneto? You know, that actually kind of reminds me of this. Where was it? Is it half speed hold? Yeah, let's try that. And decay. There you go. Okay. I think that's going to be under pre-delay. Also, I'm going to change to magnetic. Okay, the cool thing about this too on the pre-delay is that you can change the pre-delay for either side. So I'm going to make the pre-delay for the left and right. Sure, we'll do one be dotted eighth and one will be a quarter. Sure, why not see how that sounds like. Maybe I'll change it to maybe dotted quarter. Okay, seems kind of like the same principle. You just have it built into the algorithm natively based on the pre-delay section. So basically, it sounds like pre-delay is an actual delay within the reverb, which is kind of cool. If I do reverse, I mean, I think it's cool. Go back to blank preset, non-linear. While we're here, oops. Let's see. So that's going to be a kind of a gated reverb. What can we do with that? Let's see. Gate attack. Maybe? Gate hold. Okay. I'm going to bring down the actual, let me see. I'm going to bring down the decay so that see what I can do. Let's see. Like I said, they're different, so it's... Okay, I'm gonna just go ahead and turn this off. See what else we got. Okay. Reflections. What does that mean? Okay. Let's go to swell. I mean, it sounds kind of like what we were just working on here a few minutes ago. Let's see, gate hold. So there's the actual gate closing. So the cool thing about that is that now, if we really want to, I mean, we could do something where it's like, okay, let me see what else we can go through. It's the bloom. What is the bloom? Parameters, low end, length. Okay, it's like a very slow attack. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think that's about as far as we can go. I mean, so we compared the room, Hall Plate and Cloud, Coral and Shimmer and Magneto, because those are all relatively easy to kind of recreate on the Mercury X. And the swell and bloom, as well as nonlinear, all seem to kind of be a variation of the same thing, where it's all kind of a variation of like a gated reverb that's kind of ramping up an attack. So, yeah, I think that's about it. So let me know what you think. Comment down below which is more important to you, having immediate access and quick controls, or the ability to create something that's really, really remarkable. That sounds biased in favor of the Mercury 7, which I am. Do you want complete control over the effect is the question. So to end it, I'm just going to mess around on the Mercury X, I mean. Thanks, y'all. This is a long video. I appreciate it, though. Have a good one, and let me know what you think. Is the Mercury X a big sky killer? It's up to you to decide. Thanks.